Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ron Wallace here with Balling Down South Sports Network, here with a second interview of the day with the interview. My next guest, she's a high school coach. She's been coaching over at least 19 seasons at her current job. She has 8 area championships under her belt, and then last season they made it to the sub-regions of the state playoff. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to none other than Jackson High School Varsity Girls head coach, Miss McKenzie. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Trinnia McKenzie-Smith. Let me correct that. Smith. I wanted to make sure I got that correct, Coach.
Okay.
How's it going? How's the family dealing with this pandemic?
Everybody's doing well. We're just staying safer at home, and we wish that everybody would, so we can get things back as close to being back to normal as we can.
Well, that's good. Looking at your resume, Coach. I didn't realize you was coach. You've been coaching that long, probably longer than those
Yes.
19 seasons. So talk to the
The
people that's watching this interview about
mhm.
yourself. Even when coming out of high school, yourself going into college, and how you got into coaching.
Okay. Well, my hometown. I'm originally from Quitman, Mississippi, and I attended Jones County Junior College in Ellisville, Mississippi, on a basketball scholarship. Made all the all state team, played in an all star game, and I played my last 2 years at West Alabama in Livingston. So that's how I ended up in Alabama. And so when I graduated from Livingston, the lady, Miss Jeanette Odom, that had been the coach at Jackson High School since they integrated, she had just retired. And so one of the my friends that I went to school with was from Jackson, and he told me about it, and I applied, and I've been here August the 8th to be the start of my 19th year.
Oh wow, that is a long time coaching. A lot of
It's
tutelage
a
under
long
your
time.
belt.
It's flying by, but it doesn't seem like it's been 19, but it's been 19.
Now you got 8 area championships under your belt, so a lot of winning, some
Mm-hmm.
big games, some tough schedules. Talk about
Mm-hmm.
how you're able to do this, year after year, making those area championships, and then now you made it to the playoffs. What goes into
Mm-hmm.
your planning and your work to get your young ladies ready and prepared for the season?
um, let them make sure they understand the importance of hard work and self discipline, because a lot of times we don't have the most talented roster, but these young ladies work extremely hard. So nobody's going to outwork them, because they're going to work hard, and that goes all the way to their preseason conditioning, and they hold each other accountable. They like to push and motivate each other, because the ones that are still there now, when we went to our regional 2 years in a row, the kids that are seniors now, they were the ninth graders, they were the babies. So they knew what it took to get there. And they're going to help groom, the younger girls, because they see that their hard pay off. Because some of the things that they do, I know some other children probably would never do it, but it's just the fact that they are dedicated and they are determined, and they want to be successful.
Now I know you have a lot of kids that you send off. You help get into college. Talk about some of the
Hmm.
kids currently right now that are playing college basketball right now for you.
Okay, right now, this upcoming year, I'll have three girls at Coastal Alabama South. Nikeria Borkin and Rosie Richardson will be sophomores, and Courtney Lyons will be a freshman this coming year. She signed in June. Courtney was our only returning starter from the year before, but we pretty much had to play the whole season without her, because she tore ACL playing this past summer. So she got to play in the last five regular season games, and she just blessed to see her have that opportunity to be able to play. Because Coach Pitts is giving her a chance, because she's watched her, for 4 years. So those three girls right now currently are players at Coastal Alabama South.
Now coming up to this season, whenever you guys do get a chance to get back on that hardwood, what kind of
Mhm.
measures have you guys put in place dealing with the COVID, knowing what the state has basically gave you guys a guideline to follow? But what have you guys put in place for your players coming back on campus?
Okay, right now, because really our superintendents and everybody just met on Tuesday to kind of get us knowing of how we're going to start out the year. But since that last day of school, and those kids' last day was March the 16th, as a group, I haven't seen them, and that's on purpose. Right now, I know they want to get in the gym. We want to be in the gym with them, because to it. But right now, my family. and their families is most important for us to be at home right now. But the school system is taking the steps in making sure that we have the proper sanitation products, with the equipment and different things like that. And we were actually going to try to start our small group workouts this coming Monday, the 13th. But here in Clark County, the cases, the numbers are kind of rising. So we're going to have to wait and push it back a few more weeks.
Well, hey, you definitely got to be safe in these times. Definitely safety is paramount. So now, who do you have coming back on your roster? I know when myself and the KT Throne with Icon Sports, we came up there, we live streamed you guys game.
Mm-hmm.
You had a young lady there. I think she was either eighth grade or ninth grade. I think she should be a
Yeah,
sophomore playing.
she was in the eighth grade at that time. Naomi Jones.
Yeah, talk a little bit about her. I mean, she's not a little young lady. She's definitely tall, got some size to her, and she can definitely get up and down
Oh
that
yeah.
hardwood.
Now, this past year, like I said, we started the year out. We didn't have any return start on the floor, so we had a lot of young girls that we had to. Hey, they had to get in the fire. They had to get in the fire. If they took some bumps along the road, they did. But like I said, without a returning starter, they went 24-6, and we did not
Wow.
have not one returning starter. So Naomi, she has a sister Nadia. We have some other girls, and Lakeisha Martin that played around the basket that did some really good things for us. And that was her. Naomi's like bro. She's actually she's playing. She's in the tournament in Hoover yesterday, and she'll be her and her sister will be in Atlanta this weekend. They play for the Southern Stars out of Huntsville, and so that they're actually still playing our AAU right now. But like I said, she's young. We still got a lot of individual work to work on with her and all of them with fundamentals and things. And with this kind of slowing the process down with us being out, we just got to come back and work just that much harder.
Wow, that's real good. You know, those Southern Stars, that's a pretty good squad. A lot of
Hmm.
top talent on that team from up in that area. It's definitely some of the kids from Sumter Central and stuff of that nature that are getting
Oh
a lot
yeah.
of
Uh
college
huh.
offers. Any college
Hmm.
coaches calling you about any of your kids? I know they're young, but are they
Now
they're starting to
we've had
call?
a lot of calls with Naomi this past year. I want to say there was the University of Missouri, Auburn, Southern Miss. I mean, so she's had some people, calling, with interested, but they know she's young. They just wanted to, let her know that they were interested, so she's got to continue to work. Because like I said, we got a lot of fundamentals to work on with her and all of them.
Well, that's good that they're looking at her early. So that's a lot.
Hmm.
That's some big attention from some big SEC
Yeah.
schools. Uh,
Hmm.
so basically, if your kid want to come out and try to make your team, what do you expect
Hmm.
out of those kids, and what's your coaching philosophy?
Okay. Number one is their academics. Is the academic. When practice officially starts in October, before our practice even start, because the varsity guys are finishing up, our first hour we have study hall. Their academics is number one. The girls basketball, the Lake Jackson High School Lady Aggies, we've had the highest GPA of our entire athletic department for about 19 years. And I mean, these girls, ACT scores like this past season, I had 13 players, 12 of them had 3.0 and above. Maybe eight had 3.5s and up, and the other two or three, they had 4.0s or higher because they know that if they're not performing in the classroom, they're not going to be on the floor. They're not going to be on the
Wow.
floor. So that's the main thing, the academic part. And they just got to be willing to work hard because basketball, everybody may not get the opportunity to play college basketball. But what we do at Jackson, we push them and we mold them where they can learn to whatever's next. They're going to be prepared, whether it's work, whether it's college, whether it's military. The discipline that they get, they are going to be prepared for whatever stage is going to be next for them when they leave Jackson High School.
Now, I know you. Well, from my knowledge, I don't see that you guys get a lot of media attention in that area,
Mm-mm.
and I don't
We
I don't
don't.
understand it because I can tell you this: there's a lot of talent up. You can call it the backwoods or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
But I know when that night that myself and KT went there, and that was my first
Yeah.
time up there in Jackson. The crowd
Uh-huh.
came out. I mean, it's a community oriented type of community out there, and
Mm-hmm.
they love their sports. They love those kids. They're gonna
Oh yeah.
support them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Well, I can tell you this: the media outlets that aren't coming up there, they need to start coming up there and checking those guys out. But that's one reason we brought you on here to talk about your program,
Yes.
talk about your school and the
Mm-hmm.
community because I think that's definitely needed. We can't leave those young ladies and men out. We
Mm-hmm.
got to get them noticed
Mm-hmm.
by college coaches as well. So that's why we
Mm-hmm.
glad to have you on here. If you had a
And we
kid,
thank you and thank you for having us on here. And even if what it's a season ago, but that time that you and KT was able to come up, we had a great time. The kids enjoyed it, and that was kind of a lot of their first time, getting any media coverage. So it was greatly appreciated.
well, I mean, hey, we definitely want to come back up there. I guarantee. We talk
Mm-hmm.
about you guys all the time. It's just so many places that we just can't get to all at one time. But we trying our best to
Mm-hmm.
make rounds. But if there's a kid that's in their senior year, getting ready to go play college basketball, and
Mm-hmm.
what would you tell them? Dealing with this pandemic, what can they do? To stay on their game and get ready for the next level.
In this time right now, individuals drills, and hopefully they should have already taken the ACT, and pretty much have the score that they already need to get into that university. But right now, skill drills, working on your individual ball handling, skill drills, just making yourself a better individual player. Because in order to make the team better, you got to be the best individual player that you can be.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have it. Jackson High School varsity girls basketball coach Trinnia McKenzie-Smith. Thank you for coming on the network, coach.
Thank you.
Get much better than this. Spend too much time getting ready for this. These days it seems like I just can't miss, and I must confess.